Hello all, welcome to computer network class. In module 1, we are going to study some basic concepts. So these are the concepts that we are going to study in module 1 part first. There are 3 sections in module 1. Section 1 where we try to understand the components of computer communication. Section 2, we are going to understand the different models, that is OSI and TCP. And section 3, we are going to analyze a few portion of, that is data link layer and address resolution protocol, how it works. So these two are the textbook, Computer Networks by Tenenbaum and Computer Network by Ferguson. So these two are the textbook that you can refer for the topics that is mentioned in your syllabus. So what is actually communication? Communication is nothing but exchange of information between source and destination. There must be some medium between the source and destination. In computer communication, what type of messages that is exchanged, that is important here. You can see here in the data communication system diagram, we can exchange text, video, audio, or the any other type of file that is supported. You are very familiar about this network structure already. You know from your lab what is LAN, local area network, what is internet, that is wide area network, and you might have witnessed these components, that is switches and routers, that they are installed in the laboratories, and you have seen the server also in some of the laboratory. So this picture shows how all the components are interconnected. So in general, communication is of 3 types. So first one is simplex, one-way communication only. Second one is half duplex, two-way communication but one direction at a time. The third one is full duplex, where two-way communication simultaneously is happening. So that is depicted in this diagram, where simplex communication, one simple example is keyboard and CPU. Second one is half duplex, where two devices are communicating but one at a time. That means walkie-talkie communication. The third one is full duplex mode, where information or data can flow in both directions simultaneously. That is telephone channel. So in general, how the signal is represented in computer communication. Generally, the signal is analog in nature. We have to convert that signal into digital by a process of sampling, quantizing, and encoding. So various standards are there to represent the digital signal that we'll see later part of this syllabus. So this diagram you are seen in your laboratory, where computers are connected to local area network and two LANs are connected to the internet using the routers. So let us compare the types of communication: simplex, half duplex, and full duplex. So as mentioned earlier, the simplex is television broadcasting or radio broadcasting, where communication is one way only. So the receiver is not having the option to send the reply. Half duplex is walkie talkie, where the feedback is given by the receiver. Then full duplex is, it's a two-way communication. Example is telephone, where simultaneous transmission is possible. So these are some of the diagram which you are already known the basic concept, that is internet, generally called wide area network. Connection of computers in a laboratory is called LAN, local area network, and you have seen the switches and router in your laboratory. So how all these devices connected to the internet? That is by internet protocol, that is IP address. Each device is given with the static IP or dynamic IP address so that it can communicate with the internet. So what is actually data communication is? Data communication is the exchange of data between two or more devices through a transmission medium. So the data exchange may be in the form of text, numbers, images, audio or video. So what are the objective of the data communication? So the following are the objective of the data communication, that is exchange information accurately between sender and the receiver. We have to use the resources efficiently, and this can help in long and short distance communication, that is this data communication computer networks, and it support internet and cloud services also. So generally you are aware of the application of this that is data communication or computer networks, that is electronic mail sending and receiving, online banking, video conferencing, e-commerce and social media, as well as IoT and cloud computing. So what are the main components of the data communication? That is the data communication system consists of five basic components. First one is the sender, receiver, and the type of message, followed by the medium and the protocol. So here the message may be text, image, audio, video, or any sensor data. This is to be transmitted from the sender side by using computer, smartphone, or server. So this device transmit this message type of messages. So to whom sender is transmitting? To receiver. The receiver may be any laptop or mobile or any printer which receive this message. How sender and receiver is connected? Sender and receiver is connected via a medium. That medium may be guided medium or unguided medium. What is guided medium? It's a that is nothing but the twisted pair or coaxial cable or optical fiber where connection will be there. What is unguided medium? Where we are going to use wireless, that is radio waves, microwave or infrared or satellite communication. So the fifth important point here is to be remembered is the protocol. That is a set of rules that is governing between the sender and receiver through medium. That set of rule we call it as protocol. So this set of rules, that is protocol, is having the function of data formatting, error control, flow control, addressing and synchronization between sender and the receiver. What are the types of protocols? It may be TCP, it may be IP Internet Protocol, HTTP or FTP, File Transfer Protocol. All these will come to, we will learn the later part of this subject. So what are the characteristics of effective data communication, that is computer network? So when you say a communication system is efficient, when it satisfies all these that is a characteristic, the data must reach the intended audience, that is destination, that is delivery. Data delivery is very important. And the next one is accuracy. How accurately the data is received. The data should be received without errors. There should not be any error in receiving in data. And timeliness, when the data is received, at what time the data is received, whether it is received delay or without delay. That is why very important point here is timeliness, accuracy and delivery. And the fourth important point here is jitter, that is nothing but variation in packet arrival time. So why this is important? Because when we are using voice over IP, VoIP, VoIP, online gaming or live video streaming, we are not going to observe any delay. If delay happens, means the accuracy or timeliness we are not going to maintain in that data communication network. How data is represented? In general, computer represent all the information in binary zeros and one. Information or data is represented using text, video, audio, images and numbers. So it is clear from the multimedia communication, the text, the type of text formats, that is ASCII, Unicode or UTF-8. Video, we have a different frame size, 24, 30 frame per second, 60 frame per second. Formats are MP4, AVI and MOV. Audio, we have learned the formats of audio in multimedia communication, how audio is converted into digital, that is sampling, quantizing and digitization. So the types of formats are MP3 and WAV, that is wave file. Images are nothing but thousands of or millions of pixels, and each pixel stores the information, brightness information. Example, here is resolution of the images. Different types of images are there. 1920 cross 1080 pixels, 720 pixel, like that. HD images, like that. So numbers are represented in binary format, that is zeros and one, or sometime in hexadecimal, octadecimal also. So how data flows in computer network? We have already seen simplex, half duplex and full duplex. So we now try to understand what is network. A network is a connection and connection of interconnected devices, which where the data communication is happening with the resources. So what are the advantage of using network? Resource sharing, fast communication, data sharing, internet access, cost reduction and centralized management will be there. So what are the network criteria? Performance, reliability, security and the importance of security goals. So here this slide tells about the network criteria and importance of security goals, that is confidentiality, integrity, availability. What are the types of threats you are going to observe when you are transmitting data in computer networks? That is attack of malware or viruses or hackers, or data can be theft. So that is why we are supposed to use a reliable network with multi-security layer. So here we are going to learn the physical structure. What are the types of network? There are two types of network, point-to-point network and multi-point connection. So what is point-to-point connection? Where one dedicated communication link will be there, and the advantage is it uses the advantage is high speed, secure and easy fault detection, because one-to-one connection will be there. And application is optical fiber link or leased lines. What is multi-point connection? Here multiple devices share a common channel. Because multiple devices share common channel, advantages is it is more economical and easy installation. What is the drawback? Shared bandwidth, that is the speed reduces because of the bandwidth is shared. What are the types of network we are going to study now? First one is LAN, local area network. Second one is MAN, metropolitan area network. And third one is wide area network. So all these networks that you are daily seeing in your day-to-day life, LAN, that is local area network, you observe in your institution, that is the laboratory where 10, 20, 30 systems are connected. So what are the characteristics of LAN? High speed, low cost, private ownership. What is the technology that is used? Ethernet, that is wired or Wi-Fi. So MAN, Metropolitan Area Network, this covers entire city, example cable TV or smart city network. So what is the characteristic of this Metropolitan Area Network? That is medium speed and it interconnects multiple local area networks. So what is WAN, Wide Area Network? It covers countries or continents. It connects countries or continents. What are the application? Internet, banking network, airline reservation. From any part of the world you can reserve the airline reservation, or you can carry out banking transaction. So what are the characteristic of this WAN? Large coverage, higher latency, uses leased communication links. Sometimes in the examination they may ask, differentiate between LAN, MAN and WAN. So when they ask technically this difference between LAN, MAN and WAN, you have to list certain parameter like coverage area, typical distance, who owns that, transmission speed, communication delay, data transfer, primary components used in LAN, WAN and MAN, and then the type of topology used, installation cost, and examples you have to write. So this slide completely shows about the technical parameters of comparing LAN, MAN and wide area network. The next concept in part 1 is switching. What is switching? Switching is nothing but process of forwarding data from source to destination through intermediate device. Why you need switching? The switching process is used in order to reduce congestion. Because of switching, we can expect a reliable communication and it offers multiple users also. Efficient use of communication links that is already there, that we can make use efficiently by using the switching concept. What are the types of switching? Types of switchings are circuit switching, message switching and packet switching. So what is circuit switching? Whenever sender and receiver are connected, a dedicated line is to be established. Example, telephone line. Without establishing a telephone line, you cannot able to connect to the destination party. So what are the advantage of this circuit switching? Constant bandwidth you will get for that dedicated line, and you can predict the delay also. What is the disadvantages? For bursty data traffic, it cannot be, it is not efficient. So the next one is message switching, where entire message is stored and forward at each intermediate node. There is no dedicated path is required, and the advantage and disadvantages are mentioned here. Efficient resource utilization, whereas high transmission delay as observed one of the drawback, because entire message is stored and forwarded at each intermediate node. The next one is packet switching, where the message is divided into small packets and each packet here travels independently and reassembled in the destination. So this is used in the internet, and the advantage here is efficient use of bandwidth and reliable communication and also fault tolerant. What is the disadvantages? The main disadvantage of packet switching is, if the packets are not received at the destination, again request we have to put to resend the packets. So again we have to go for reassembly at the destination. So that is one of the drawback that is observed in packet switching. So this completes part 1 of module 1, where you can expect major question like these four: explain the components of data communication with need diagram, explain different switching techniques with suitable diagram, explain LAN MAN WAN with need diagram, and explain characteristic of data communication and network criteria. These type of question will be asked for 10 marks, where you have to write elaborate answer. So that completes part 1 of module 1 in computer networks and protocol. Thank you.